Hi again, guys. I thought I'd just do a very quick little video here and just show you a very simple method of making fire. And this is a pretty surefire way of getting, well, excuse the pun, fire in just about any situation. The world's greatest, in my opinion, fire starter is birch bark. No doubt about it. It has so much oil in it, it'll catch fire. I mean, I just got this from a dead birch, and well, it's wet and all that, and if you just do some preparation, you will get a fire without much effort at all. Just get a piece of birch bark, take the inner thick bark off, put it in where you want the fire, and what I've done is I've just made some very rude and crude feather sticks out of some dead spruce. It's a little bit moist, so I'm not quite sure if they'll burn good, but they should. And I'm going to use a ferro rod to start this. And starting a fire with a ferro rod on birch bark alone is not really going to do it, because it just, you can get a spark very good, but it just won't light. You need to do some preparation, and you take a knife. This is very simple. All you have to do is just take the knife and scrape off that inner bark, or that outer bark I should say. Scrape it off, collect that in the center, so you get a little pile of some fine birch bark. That also contains oil and everything in the birch, so just shave it off and get yourself a nice little pile. And I'm doing this on a very wet ground. So all you need to do to get it to light is take your pile of, I should say, thin bark there, and take the knife, hold it, and what I like to do is I hold it as close as I can, and I pull the ferro rod away. And you should be able to get it. It's a little bit of a windy situation right now, so I'm having some difficulty, but anyways. It's a very small blade, because that other knife I got is rubbish. Wow, it's usually not this hard, but usually just catches on first try. There. That's all it takes. Just get that going, and the flames will just take off on the bark. You can hear the oils in the bark, in the birch bark, just starting there. Just use your feather sticks and carefully just make sure you build it up. There's so much oil in that birch bark, really just catches itself, really. I have another piece right here, and all I need to do is I put that in there for a few seconds. This thing will just, I should say, almost spontaneously combust. But anyways, bear in mind, this is a very wet wood, and without very much effort at all, you get a fire going. Here's some of the inner bark from the birch. That also has a lot of oil in it, but it's hard to get a fire started with. So I'm not going to build a fire, I'm just showing you that. Well, this is wet, so really wet. Make sure you get enough oxygen in the fire, of course, because you can't have a fire without oxygen. And that's how you do it. It's just very simple, very clean method. I like to start just about every fire with a sort of a pyramid shape, because that gives a lot of oxygen to the fire. And you can hear from the sparking there. It's a fair bit of wind, so you just gotta let that catch for itself. And that takes no effort. You can use very wet wood, because split wood burns a lot better. It can be raining outside. You can pick up, well, if it's spruce, you can be sure that inside it's probably dry. If it's a dead spruce standing, you can be sure it's dry on the inside, even though it's soaking wet on the outside. So split it and quarter it, and use from the inside, especially in the middle. Just shave off, make some small feather sticks like this. Even in the wettest of woods, you'll get a fire going. Birch bark, scrape off, and that'll do the trick even if it's soaking wet outside. So anyways, thank you for joining me in another video this weekend, and I really hope you had a great weekend. Catch you in my next video, guys. Cheers.